this didn't happen with me, but it happened to an evangelist that told me the story of when he learned to ride a bicycle. And so sometimes I'll have bicycles for the Kids Crusades as awards for the one boy and the one girl who have earned the most points that week of the crusade. But if not, go to the store, get yourself a little Lego kit of the street of the people, you know, just basic people. There's one that has a bicycle, and I'll take this, and when I use this as an illustration, this is the Quiet Seat Prize, or the Obedience Prize, or the one that joined in the most best participation prize. A little bicycle. The idea behind the bicycle is that, do you remember when you first learned to ride a bike? This evangelist told me that his dad brought home this new bicycle for him, and he had it sitting under the Christmas tree with training wheels on it. And he, the first day, I mean, he lived in Florida, so it was no big deal. And he jumped on the bike, and he immediately could ride it, pedaling around, because the training wheels couldn't get going fast, couldn't even get to a fast speed, but he was having fun with his bike. But then his friends, all of a sudden, they'd head for the park, and their training wheels were gone, and they'd all get on their bikes to take off, and he'd slowly get further and further behind. And finally, the park was so far away that by the time they got to the park, his friends were done playing and they were headed home. He had to turn around and start heading home. By the time he got home, they were done playing. It was dinner time. He had to go eat. So he came to his dad and he said, "Dad, I want to take the training wheels off." And his dad said, "All right, son, but remember what I said. When they come off, they never go back on again. They will never go back on. You will learn to ride the bike when we take the training wheels off." "I know, Dad, I'm ready. I'm ready." Okay? His dad took the training wheels off. And his dad went out to help him learn to ride the bike. He helped him get on the bike, stood beside him, steadying him, going, "I know you can do it, son. This is going to be great. I can hardly wait. Come on, let's go." And he started running alongside of him, cheering him on, shoved him off, knowing he was going to fall. And he did. His dad came over and picked him up, checked him, got Mom to bring out the Bactine, sprayed on it, put a bandage on his knee, and says, "Oh, you all right, son? Good, but you got to get back on. Come on, you can do it this time." There was a rock in the driveway. I bet that's what happened. "You can do it this time. Come on." So he got him back on, got alongside of him, going, "I know you can do it. Come on." And he ran him off again, cheering him on, letting him go, knowing he was going to fall again and again. But finally, he caught it. The wheels turning, leaning. He was catching it, and he was off and riding. And his dad was cheering him on. And he said, "You know, that's how God is with us. He'll ask us to do something, knowing that we're going to mess up, knowing that we can't do it the first time, that we need a little bit of practice and more and more. But he's not asking us to do it because he knows we can, but because he knows we need to. He knows we need to do this to grow. And he's right there cheering us along, knowing we're going to mess up, knowing we're going to sin, but knowing that we're going to get back up, and knowing that we're going to go on, and he's going to be right there beside us. That's how God is." That dad, once he was off and riding, was going, "Yeah, great, son." God's probably wondering, "Wonderful. But now, what's next?" Don't take obstacles as a reason to duck your responsibilities. See them as opportunities to face up to life, do the right thing, and go on to the next level with God. Okay. I know this is real corny, and it's a stretch, but I just feel like I need to add this in. How many remember Pocket Fisherman, that short little thing you throw out in the water and reel in a fish, right? Well, did y'all get your Pocket Fisherman? Does everybody here have a Pocket Fisherman? You don't? And you call yourselves Christians? I'm teasing, but I have my pocket fisherman. Jesus loves you. Can I tell you about the time he told Simon to throw his net off the other side of the boat? Great catch that day. Jesus caught Simon. Got a pocket fisherman? Three brown balloons, fully inflated. Twist a bubble on either end, fold it through the middle, holding your hands close together, spin the tube like you would make a candy cane or things like that. All the way to the end, pinching and twisting so that you have bubbles fairly even. Hold one through the middle again. Set that aside, taking another one, bringing it end to end, finding the halfway point at the bottom, pinch and spin, and then spin that together. The same way you did the first one. Pinch off and spin. Fold through the bubble. Now you take the two ends that are least spiral, measure them end to end so they're close at the top and so that they're even. Wherever you pinch, that these two balloons will be even. Pinch tightly, spin those two around, fold them like this. And you've got a sizable cross with which to tell any one of the Gospels' renditions of when Christ died on the cross, or just about anything about where Paul talks about the work of the cross, not just being for salvation, but for deliverance and a lot of things. Crosses come in handy for a lot of different stories. One thing I wanted to show, though, if I do this right. Okay. Now, when doing the Christ on the cross, God has shown me, this is a different tape. This is an add-on for you that have that tape. Don't do your spiral in the same direction. If one is counterclockwise, do the other clockwise. If you're doing both of these in clockwise, which would be counter to you, motion, when you do the other shorter cross part, do it backwards. Instead of going that way, go over the other way and spiral it back the other way. And the reason for that is so that the cross will lay flatter and that the Christ will set better on the cross. I'll show you what I mean. You take them, you now notice that they spiral opposite. Sometimes they won't be as tight. You can take and tighten them up just by moving them around as you go. Taking these, putting them side by side, pinching again at one point, and spinning at that point, setting one on one side and one on the other. When attaching the Christ to the cross, I've noticed that if both spirals are going into each other like this, one arm will set one way and one arm will set another way. This way you have continuity of spin, almost like, well, cow's horns don't spin the same way across. They spin in different directions, giving it a symmetric look. The horns will spin out and go out. It's the same with these. The arms of the cross need to spiral out in the same direction so that the Christ can hang on the cross like he's supposed to for the effect that's to be gained from it. I think you understand. I wanted to share that with y'all because that's an update that has come since Christ on the cross was put on video. And I felt you needed it. I didn't show the overalls on this tape like I did on Pockets of Praise 1 because you all already have the concept and you're going to find where you want to put things anyway. The order I did on number 1 probably isn't anybody else's order of where things are placed. So you find out where you should put them in your pockets and carry them that way. But to finish up this tape, we have to be shooting about half hour from the home of one of my very good friends, Marty Boone, who has come up with some balloon characters of his own to glorify God, and I'd like to have him come and do one for you now. Marty?
Thanks, John. John started me doing balloons, and I appreciate him very much for all of his help. What I'm going to show you right now is some of my favorite vegetable characters, I guess I can call them. This is asparagus. It takes one green and it also takes a white. You blow it up about halfway, and then you tie it. The top part of the asparagus is just a series of